This is going to be a new series I'm going to be doing. It's called Route Combo Rants. Everyone's got 2 cents and everyone's got 2 minutes. So here's my 2 cents in around 2 minutes. So this series is going to be about a lot of people write comments in the comment section below. I'm probably going to take a couple of them and go over them and kind of discuss what my thoughts are. This subscriber talked about the use of powerhouse teams, and you don't need it to win. You can just use your scheme. So here's some of his comments, and let's get at it. So this is from Mellow Steady Slacking. Just someone who uses Niners or Seahawks doesn't mean you have to use the Niners or Seahawks. It's all about your scheme, not using powerhouse versus powerhouse. Stop depending on the CPU to win you games. Yes, it's all about who executes better. It's not about powerhouses. It's about how good one can execute his scheme. I just need a team that has what I need that I can compete with. If I can't beat someone while they have the Niners, that means I need to get back in practice mode and execute. Then I lost that game. I didn't put myself in a position to where I have to depend on my defense to force a fumble or a turnover. And lastly, he talks about how he can play with the Eagles or the Cowboys, and it's not a disadvantage. And and so he wants a subscriber game to see how good he is, and he's not being cocky or disrespectful with our little rants back and forth or our discussion. And this was on my last video I posted, the last Road to Top 100 series gameplay. So if you want to check that out, definitely go to the last video and you can see all the comments. I don't delete any of them, and you can. And so this guy, before I get started, I'm not trying to call him out or get on his case or say he's wrong. Everyone has a lot of different opinions on a lot of different things, and so here's my take on the use of powerhouse teams. Is it about just executing your scheme and perfecting your scheme? It doesn't really matter if you use a powerhouse team, and also people that say if you use the Niners Seahawks, that's the reason why you win games, not because of your scheme or what you do and all that good stuff. So let's break this down first into the use of powerhouse teams. I'll give you a couple different examples. For example, for Call of Duty Black Ops 1, what did everybody use? The FAMAS. Why? Because it was the best gun in the game. Whenever you play in a tournament or against pro players or a league competition, you want to bring your best. You want to bring the best equipment with you. And so in Madden, it's the Seahawks, the Niners. There's a couple other different top tier teams, but that's the majority of the people. That's what they play with in tournaments. You get to Call of Duty, everyone in Black Ops 1 used the FAMAS. Why? Because it was the most overpowered gun in the game. It kills the fastest. It's the best mix between a sub and an AR. And so everyone ran that. It wasn't about who had the best shot with M8 or AK-74U, AK-47, or whatever it is. The FAMAS gave them the best chance to win that gunfight, every single gunfight, so that's what they used. So you go to these tournaments, the LAN tournament, these different New Jersey tournaments. Who did everyone run with? 49ers or Seahawks. It's because they're the best two teams in the game. That doesn't mean that you can. The next part is like also another real life example is, for example, like Nick Saban, is arguably the best coach in college football. He has the best defensive scheme with Kirby Smart. If he only recruited 3-star players, do you think he could execute that scheme just as well? Running the exact same plays against the exact same different offensive sets as he does when he recruits 5-star players and coaches them up? No, he cannot. The same reason why Coach Peterson for Boise State, yeah, he's a great coach, and yeah, he can take Boise State to a high level, and they can upset Oklahoma one year or win a game here or there, but in the long run, it's not going to be consistent. And so, yes, you can use the Eagles and beat the 49ers, but if you played someone on an elite level 10 different times, you're not going to beat them. You're going to you can win a couple games and out execute somebody, but you're going to need, if you're going to go to these tournaments, you're going to need a top level team to play with. It's just kind of common sense. So on to the next little part about it is saying it's all about your scheme and executing your scheme. It's not about the team or relying on the CPU. First off, the whole relying on the CPUs, I think, is just complete bogus. Yeah, do you have an advantage with CPU if you have good players on your team? If you're gonna run the quarterback rap with Andrew Luck or RG3, who do you think you're gonna have more success with? RG3, because he's faster. And yeah, the 49ers have big hitters, and yeah, you rely on some big hit fumbles. That's because this game isn't engineered to have a great defensive scheme and execute it. Yeah, there's defense in this game, but when you get an elite level, how many stops are you going to get a game? 1 or 2. And if you can maximize, if you can get an extra stop in a game because you ended up getting a big hit fumble because the computer does like the 49ers have bigger hitters, so you do get some CPU fumbles, then that's what you should be doing, because you need to maximize every single possession. And it's not all about your scheme. Yeah, on offense you can get away with more having less talent and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, I don't really feel like it's about execution. Let me know what you feel like in the comment section below about all this stuff, because I understand and I agree that it is annoying. Everyone uses the same couple teams, but that's just the way it is, man. And if you're gonna go play a tournament, a random player cannot use the 49ers and the Seahawks and be good. And that's a simple fact. Yeah, they might get, if you play a bum and you play with the Chiefs, you're going to beat the bum, if you're a good player. And that doesn't matter when it gets to the teams. But once you get to the higher competition, equal, someone who's just as good as you, yeah, you need to play with a top level team. And so that's kind of my 2 cents on it. Just let me know what you think about it in the comment section below. So let's get on this gameplay. Ever since Indy traded for the Colts, I've been loving using them. I've been incorporating just the run game a little bit more. Just run some of the more popular run plays. And Timmy Mad Hatter, the guy who I created Offensive Guide with, he actually he's been using this one run formation that's just phenomenal. We're actually going to do a update to our offensive guide. I'm actually going to do an update to my defensive guide as well. I actually have an online gameplay in there, and then Two-Face created another little mini scheme out of a different formation that's in the Denver playbook. So we're going to bring you that as well, or the Detroit. I can't remember which playbook. Detroit playbook. I'm pretty sure. I can't remember, but Detroit, Denver, same difference. And so we're going to show you. So we're going to give you a little update on that too, just to kind of keep you guys informed. So right now, these Colts are really nice. They're a second level team. I feel like right below like the Seahawks and the Niners. They, especially the addition of Trent Richardson, that's the one thing they lacked was an elite running back. And I love me some Trent Richardson from Alabama. So 3rd and 1, this guy decides to hit me over the top. He, I bit a little too much and he got away with it. But the very next play, he no-huddled me. And I got out of that defense I was in, had a lot of hook zones everywhere, and he threw a slant, and I had 2 hook zones there, was able to get the pick. So I was able to get a few stops this game, and look at this, that's the run play Timmy was telling me about, so I decided to incorporate a little bit, and it's a lot of fun, man. It's fun to be able to run the ball, and it puts so much pressure on your defense, especially if you have a nice pass play behind it, because they'll commit. It opens up the pass game so much. Look at that 3rd down and 14 by Reggie Wayne completion. That's about going to wrap up the game. Once again, guys, these little rants or whatever, if I'm going to continue the series, it's not about it's just about some friendly dialogue, discussion. Everyone has different opinions on everything, so don't jump on my case if you don't depend on it, but let me know what you think, if you agree or disagree, or if you have something to add to it, because I definitely probably didn't go over every little thing that I probably should have. Probably forgot a couple things that I was going to talk about, but it's not all about using a weaker team and out executing your opponent. Yes, it is about executing, but you definitely need those big hitters, and you need an elite level team to compete at the highest level and win you some tournaments. So hope you guys enjoy this. I got 8 points, and I'll be seeing you on the sticks.